Welcome to second part of the video. We will learn the basic concepts of prediction. If you had missed the first part, please visit the link below in description. Lagna is always the first house of the horoscope. The first house indicates the actual person, overall health, body, overall appearance, fame. Second house shows the person's speech, food, family and wealth. Third house refers to younger siblings, communication, courage, and hobbies. Fourth house refers to happiness, mother, house, land, and vehicle. Fifth house refers to progeny, creativity, knowledge, entertainment, and children. Sixth house refers to enemies, disputes, diseases, debt, hard work, social service, and obstacles. Seventh house refers to marriage, spouse, business, and partnerships. Eighth house refers to sudden changes, unexpected events, accidents, humiliation, severe diseases, and secrets. Ninth house refers to father, higher education, knowledge, religious activities, travel. 10th house refers to career, work environment, fame, power, and status. 11th house refers to income, profit, network circle, large organization, and fulfillment of desires. 12th house refers to loss, isolation, sleep, moksha or salvation, and foreign settlement. If you remember these significations very well, you can easily understand the secret behind the prediction through ancient astrology. 6th house, 8th house, and 12th house are called thrik houses, or the most unfavorable houses. Any house lord placed in 6th house, 8th house, and 12th house will suffer. Any house that contains 6th lord, 8th lord, and 12th lord will suffer. For example, for Cancer ascendant, Sagittarius is the 6th house, Aquarius is the 8th house, and Gemini is the 12th house. When any planet is positioned in Sagittarius, Aquarius, and Gemini, its natural significations, as well as things related to its house lordships, also suffer. Also, any house containing 6th Lord Jupiter, or 8th Lord Saturn, or 12th Lord Mercury, will suffer. Such house gets prevented from giving full benefits of that house to the person. Sun represents father, government, status, authority, ego, and self-esteem. When Sun is in 6th house, 8th house, or 12th house, father's health gets affected, or the person's self-esteem gets damaged. Planet Mercury is the natural significator of education, communication, trade, business, accounts, logical thinking, thoughts, and memory. When Mercury is in 6th, 8th, or 12th house, the person's education, or trade, or business suffers. Mercury also suffers if it joins 6th Lord, 8th Lord or 12th Lord. Sometimes logical mind also gets affected when Mercury is affected. Planet Venus is the significator of love, romance, marriage, sex, luxury, entertainment, art, and vehicle. When Venus is in 6th, 8th, and 12th house, the person's marriage and love life gets affected. When Venus seems too close to the Sun in the sky, it gets eclipsed by the extreme brightness of Sun. This affects love life too. When Saturn looks at Venus, there will surely be a heartbreaking love failure in life. It is destined to happen. When Venus is caught between two natural malefic planets, there will definitely be a break in relationship or marriage. Planet Saturn is the significator of lifespan, service, discipline, job, delays, hurdles, and sorrow. Whichever house contains Saturn, or looked at by Saturn, faces delay and hurdles in giving its effect. Starting from the Lagna, all the 12 houses denote the 12 divisions of human body, from head to feet. First house represents the head, overall body, and health. Second house represents the face, eyes, nose, mouth. Third house represents the ears, neck, shoulder, arm, and hands. Fourth house represents the chest, heart, lung, and upper back. Fifth house represents the stomach, upper digestive system, and mid-back. Sixth house represents lower abdomen, lower back, and intestines. Seventh house represents the hip and hip bones. Eighth house represents the private parts, and anus. Ninth house represents the thighs, and thigh bones. 10th house represents the knees. 11th house represents shin. 12th house represents the feet. If Lagna is Aries, if 7th Lord Venus is in 6th house of Virgo, there will be lot of arguments with spouse, or partner. That is because 7th house of spouse goes into 6th house of fights. The type of fight is represented by 6th house and 6th Lord. Here, 6th house belongs to Mercury, which represents speech and communication. Here, 7th Lord in 6th can mean break of marriage or partnership, because 7th Lord goes into 6th house, which itself is 12th house of loss to 7th house of marriage and partnership. Same effect happens when 6th Lord Mercury goes to 7th house of marriage. 6th Lord Mercury denotes disputes, diseases, and it goes to 7th house of marriage and relationship. It can also cause Mercury-related diseases, like bone, nerve-related diseases, which will show up as gastric problem, lower back pain, hip pain. 7th house also denotes hip region. When Lagna is in Pisces, if 6th Lord's Sun is in 7th house Virgo, disputes with spouse, or partner, will arise due to ego. This ego clash can lead to break in marriage or partnership. Break can also happen due to other Sun-related things. The house containing Rahu shows the person's obsession with the things related to the house. The house containing Ketu shows the person's disinterest and disconnect with the things related to the house. 10th Lord and 10th Lord's house position decides the type of career. The house lords which look at 10th Lord, as well as the house lords, joining with the 10th Lord, also decide the person's job. 10th house, and planets in 10th house, determine the work environment. For example, 10th Lord in 7th house, can make a person choose business. Mercury in 10th house, can show trade, and business activities. Mars gives aggression, drive for survival, and to overcome obstacles, and to achieve victory. Mars deals with all types of protection activities, from military, internal security, to medical services. Jupiter is natural significator of knowledge, prosperity, and well-being. So, it deals with education, banking, law, finance, and health. Here, for Cancer Lagna, 10th Lord is Mars. It joins with 6th and 9th Lord Jupiter. Jupiter is natural significator of knowledge and well-being. Being 6th Lord, Jupiter gives knowledge of diseases, dispute and debt. Mars, being a protection planet, is in 4th house. This makes a person choose medical career. For further analysis, This chart shows strengths of 9 planets in the 12 signs. Planets which are exalted, owners, and friendly, give good results. Neutral planets give average results. Hostile and debilitated planets give bad results. For Gemini Lagna, if second Lord Moon is in debilitated state in 6th house, it can mean that wealth will be given up for medical treatment of diseases, repayment of debt, lost in legal fights or theft. Interaction between 1st, 2nd, 5th, 9th and 11th houses, or their lords, can give dharma yogas or health combinations. Number of combinations, types of combinations, and the strength of the planets involved will decide if the person will live in middle class or upper class. Here, Saturn in 10th house Aries looks at 12th, 4th and 7th houses, causing delay in employment, relationship, and marriage. Employment and the marriage will thrive only after 30s. Before 30, it will be delayed or short-lived. For further knowledge, please read classical astrology books.